Saudi government issues crackdown on Rainbow Capitalism. Saudi Arabia has joined many in the LGBTQ+ community in fighting against rainbow capitalism, but for different reasons. The government has begun confiscating toys, clothing, and other children's items that are colored with rainbows. The Commerce Ministry officials said on the state-run news channel, quote, "We are giving a tour of the items that contradict the Islamic faith and public morals and promote homosexual colors targeting the younger generation," end quote. Homosexuality and cross-dressing are illegal in the Muslim-majority nation and can be punished with public whipping, life imprisonment, deportation, and death. It is also one of 14 countries to have banned the new Disney Pixar film Lightyear due to the inclusion of a lesbian couple.
Saudi Arabia doesn't sound like any place that's fun. No, I'm serious. I mean, come on. This is just like a little ridiculous. I mean, it's, we don't own the rainbows. We don't own everything that has a rainbow on it just because we're the LGBTQ+ community. So,
as Walmart proved this month.
right? So, do they ban Lady Gaga? Do they ban anything that has everything? Yeah. Like I said, it does not sound like a fun place.
Yeah, Western culture is essentially banned there, except in very small touristy areas so people can come and go, oh yeah, no, I saw a Lady Gaga thing. No, for the most part, they ban all of our culture. Yeah.
And keep in mind, this is coming from the same country that sanctions the killing of journalists. I mean, so yeah, no, it's not a fun place. No, not at all.
Most concerning to me is how do we, I look at Saudi Arabia in terms of the argument that is really the big argument coming. We are probably days to weeks away from a major decision coming from the Supreme Court, very similar to this, which is balancing religious freedom versus civil rights. LGBT is going to be at the core crux of it, but we're just shortly away from the Supreme Court. I am very fearful that we are going to watch the Supreme Court rule very close, not to the same extreme of Saudi Arabia, but in the same way as Saudi Arabia, which is our Islamic faith means that this is how you will act and perform, and you have no choice. And the Supreme Court of the United States is getting ready in a less significant way to say that religious freedom trumps, literally, trumps the civil rights of an entire oppressed minority class. And the oppressed class in this instance is going to be LGBT. But it could be other religions, it could be Jewish, it could be women, it could be Latinos. There are many classes that once the white voiced majority, white privileged majority make a decision on, that could have dramatic effects on the rights of Americans from year to come. And that is what we're watching. That's why this is so serious, of why we should be paying attention, and this news is incredibly important. Saudi Arabia says, look, we don't even want to see a cartoon character of two lesbian women, much less you selling something from Target or Walmart or whoever. Disney Pixar says, we don't care what you think, so don't show the movie. We don't care. But there are many, many, many people that will follow along with this thinking process. And this kind of thinking in Saudi Arabia is exactly what the GOP in Texas just said. What's the difference in the GOP in Texas and Saudi Arabia?
You make a great point that you see this sort of conservative ultra-right, alt-right happening in many countries. We saw it in Poland, we saw it in France. France almost lost the election to a very alt-right, super politically right, almost fascist candidate, but thankfully that didn't happen. But you see this sweeping through many areas. It's not just the United States, or in this case, Saudi Arabia. And then to the point of that about Saudi Arabia, we have to nuance this in saying that, of course, there are certainly people in Saudi Arabia who are not for this and can't say so. And certainly I have many Muslim friends in the community who are, not in line with these sort of, restrictive, oppressive kinds of hard line. So as we see this kind of alt-right and super ultra-conservative happening in this story with the government of Saudi Arabia, we see it happening in many places, and we see it in our own country. But it speaks to that larger issue of this move to the right, as we saw in the 30s in many countries.
A very interesting point, and I feel an obligation to take this one step farther. I have a circle of friends. traditionally privileged white, I've talked about it at the show, I'll be okay. I'm okay. Don't worry about me because I'm going to be okay. I kind of in a tongue-in-cheek say, with all the stuff that we're watching, I'm not one of the people that are directly affected in LGBT. However, in my circle of people that are just like that, I'm hearing more and more in LGBT saying we've gone too far. The reason why this is happening is these ultra evangelicals or these ultra conservative Republicans are responding, like DeSantis is, because they're so afraid of us. We've gone too far. And if we back away from this, especially trans rights and children and the grooming issue, et cetera, and so on, and less strippers are dancing in pride parades, this will all stop. And I'm hearing it in my circle more and more and more.
It's naive.
And I just want to say, I really think that completely misses the mark, because these people are foaming at the mouth because they foam at the mouth because they're mad. And you can't negotiate the madness. You must fight the madness.
Yes.
And that's what I think we're also facing in America, and certainly here in Florida. LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBT